Welcome, scholars. I am Grace, Principal of the Trinity English Scholar. Today we launch a journey into the soul of the English language with our premiere episode of British versus American real-world nuance. For those of you targeting the highest tiers of the IELTS or the TOEFL, aiming for that elusive band 9 or a perfect score of 120, you've likely realised that grammar is only the baseline. The real test is pragmatic competence. Can you hear what is not being said? Can you navigate the invisible rules of a culture? This series is your bridge from classroom English to elite English. Whether you are navigating a UK voice process, pitching to a New York VC, or perfecting your received pronunciation, we are going to decode the secret social contracts of the English-speaking world. Look at this dilemma. You are in a high-stakes meeting. You disagree with the CEO. Do you speak with clarity or courtesy? If you are too direct in London, you're seen as aggressive. If you are too polite in New York, you're seen as indecisive. This is the actually trap. An American says, "Actually, that won't work." It's a scalpel precise and clean. A Brit says, "I'm afraid that might be slightly difficult." It's a veil soft and protective. Which is right? Neither. And both. It depends entirely on your contextual compass. The USA is a low-context culture. The language evolved to be explicit. You put 100% of the meaning into the literal words. In your TOEFL essays, this direct linear logic is the gold standard. Say it, prove it, conclude it. The UK is high context. Meaning is unspoken. It's in the raised eyebrow and the silence between the words. In IELTS speaking, showing you understand this diplomatic nuance signals to the examiner that you are a C2 level user. Pause for a moment. Think of your own culture. Is it low context or high? Let's look at a real-world case study. Imagine an American manager, Mike, and a British director, Sarah. They are discussing a project delay. Mike says, "Sarah, we're 2 weeks behind. I need the team to work this weekend. Is that okay?" Mike is being a culture of clarity leader. He is transparent. He is honest. He is efficient. Sarah responds, "That is a very bold suggestion, Mike. I'm sure the team will be quite surprised by the ambition of that timeline. Perhaps we could look at the resource allocation again." Now, stop. If you are training for a UK voice process or an elite corporate role, how do you read Sarah? Mike thinks Sarah is complimented by his boldness. He thinks she agreed it was ambitious. He goes home happy. In reality, Sarah has just told Mike no 3 times. In British English, bold often means reckless. Quite surprised means appalled. And perhaps we could look at it again is a polite command to change the plan. Mike failed to decode the nuance. He didn't hear the high context warning. By the time he realises the team isn't working the weekend, the professional relationship is strained. Scholars, this is why we study nuance. Mike had the grammar, but he didn't have the key. For your exams, specifically IELTS. Part 3, being able to explain why Sarah used that language will skyrocket your lexical resource score. Let us extract the wisdom from Sarah and Mike's interaction. In British English, the stronger the positive adjective, the more cautious you should be. If a London director calls your idea bold, ambitious, or brave, they are likely signalling that it is high risk or unrealistic. In America, these are compliments. In Britain, they are warnings. Watch for the word quite. For an American, quite good means very good. For a Brit, quite good often means a bit disappointing. It is a diminisher. It's the linguistic equivalent of a polite shrug. If you hear this in a UK voice process, you have more work to do. When a high context speaker, UK, uses the phrases, perhaps we could, or I'd suggest, do not treat it as an invitation to brainstorm. It is a polite command. In a low context culture, USA, you can debate a suggestion. In a high context culture, you should treat it as the new direction. Count the modal verbs. If your colleague says might, could, or possibly 3 times in one sentence, they are trying to soften a blow or deliver bad news. In your TOEFL or IELTS speaking tests, using these yourself shows the examiner you aren't just a student, you are a diplomat. This is the most important rule for the global scholar. Do not mistake American directness for a lack of respect. They respect your time. Do not mistake British indirectness for a lack of confidence. They respect your dignity. Mastery means being able to switch between both. To ensure you truly master this, let's look at another high-stakes environment, the annual performance review. This is where the efficiency gap can literally cost you a promotion. Imagine a British manager, Mr. Bennett, sitting down with an American employee, David. Mr. Bennett says, "David, your work this quarter has been quite good. There are 1 or 2 areas where we might see some minor improvements, but overall, it's been a very steady performance." David walks out of that room feeling like a star. He heard good, steady, and minor. In American clarity culture, those words mean he is on the right track. He thinks he's getting a bonus. But let's decode the high context British subtext. When a British superior says your work is steady, they often mean it is uninspired. When they say there are 1 or 2 areas for improvement, they are actually highlighting critical failures they expect you to fix immediately. By saying it was quite good, as we learned in our golden rules, Mr. Bennett was actually expressing disappointment. 6 months later, David is shocked to find he is being let go. He says, "But you told me I was doing well." Mr. Bennett is equally shocked. "I told you there were problems." Both are speaking English, yet neither was communicating. Scholars, I want you to pause and think. If you were David's coach, how would you have told him to respond to Mr. Bennett? You should have advised him to ask, when you say steady, could you clarify if that meets the high growth expectations of the firm? That is how a scholar bridges the gap. Now, let's expand our phonetic masterclass. It isn't just the T in water, it's how the T interacts with the N, a major hurdle in the UK voice process. Let's take the word international. In the American culture of clarity, the T often disappears entirely because speed is the priority. Listen, international. The T is silent, it's fluid, it's efficient. Now, the British culture of courtesy and received pronunciation. The T is the backbone of the word. Listen, international. It is sharp, it is prestigious. It demands the listener's attention. You practice those 5 words together, the American version, then the British version. I want you to feel the difference in your jaw tension. Now that we have decoded the psychology, let us refine the mechanics. We start with the modal verb shift, the grammatical engine of British courtesy. Let's look at the modal verb shift. An American says, "I need the report." A Brit says, "I was wondering if it might be possible to have a look at the report." Notice the 4 softeners: wondering, might, possible, have a look. These are the lubricant of the conversation. Without them, the gears of British social interaction grind to a halt. Identity is in the T. The American flap T, water, is about speed. The British true T, water, is about precision and status. Practice with me. Choose your story. and stay consistent. Download the Nuance Navigator PDF below. It contains the Sarah versus Mike transcript and the translation key. In our next episode, we'll decode American confidence. I am Grace, and this is British versus American, real-world nuance.